You didn't want to give us nothing. So therefore, we got to go take it. I don't need to say no more. Give me my darn theme music.
Yeah. Welcome to the DY Prods channel. I'm your guy, DY Fly. What it do? That's right. It pays the cost to be the boss. That means there's a price you have to pay to stay up top. It seems like some of our fans, they've lost the plot. I think we've gotten a little bit spoiled. I think we need to reevaluate how we fan. I think we forgot some things, but I'm here to remind us. But yeah, man, let's get into it. Let's cut this off. So we know the news by now. We see the faces on the screen. You know, Isaiah Rodgers, Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, Kenny Pickett, James Bradbury, I guess, Darius, and the latest, the one that has everybody up in arms, is CJGJ, otherwise known as Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. My Philadelphia Eagles, my beloved Philadelphia Eagles, are the 2024 Super Bowl champions. All right? I think some of y'all forgot. And that was the greatest team ever assembled to win the championship. Yeah, I said it.
I said what I said.
They were the greatest roster ever assembled from top to bottom, 1 through 53. And who was the man that put it together? Howie Roseman.
Who put this thing together? Me! That's who!
I built this shit! Me! Brick by brick!
It's the official start of the next season, 2025, today, Wednesday. And that's another thing. Legal tampering, can we just throw that out the window? Like, free agency started 12 a.m. Monday morning. Let's stop with the nonsense. Like, come on, yo. Come on. I was getting notifications left and right, as I'm sure you were too, right? But there are no more moves to be made. Let's stop legal tampering. You mean negotiating? You mean already getting these contracts popping? But back to the task at hand. In the 59 years of the Super Bowl era, the Eagles have won two Super Bowls. All right? And yes, they were in recent history. That's why we've been puffing our chest out. Right? That's why we've been puffing our chest out. Talking mad, talking crazy. Talking cash money, especially this offseason, right? We were told a couple weeks ago. What did Howie say? Let's take a look. Howie tried to warn us, saying before free agency begins, I want to ask our fans to be patient throughout the offseason. Right? And y'all don't want to let him cook. This is y'all.
Said you wanted to cook, didn't you? Oh, cook that nigga!
Right? We swear he up and down. He's the greatest GM to ever do it. Not in just the NFL, but in sports. And we knew these moves were coming, except one. And we'll get to that. But when that one hit, we're like,
who is this Rudy Poo?
Like we forgot. This is Howie Roseman. He brought us the 2 championships. This man. And we want to question him. Right? I'm done with that. I'm not a GM. All right? I'm not a GM. He's the GM. Yeah, man. Look at this. They saying the beer can, that gave him CTE. They calling him CT Howie. Huh? Oh my goodness. He's saying, this is why he's fucking up the team. I know why some of this is triggering. I'm going to explain it to you. Couple reasons. Number one, we're questioning Howie like he doesn't have a plan. Howie Roseman runs $1 billion business, right? You don't think he has a plan? You don't think he saw all this? You don't think he's planned for all this? Say if Howie showed you the plan, right? Say if he showed you the plan. You think you would go along with the plan? You know? Nah, you try to add your 2 cents. You ever have a plan in your life and you try to tell somebody your plan and they try to tell you, oh, well, I think you should.
Shut the fuck up!
Simple Simon ass motherfuckers.
Like, shut up. You're going to mess up the plan. I already got it on the whiteboard. I already got it laid out. You know? And plus, I don't know if any of y'all been so blessed to be driving and then you get a flat tire, right? And you're like, you asking God, why? Why do I got a flat tire? Why me? And then you come to find out up the road there was an accident and that flat tire saved you from being in that accident, right? That's how we got to treat this situation. It might be a blessing in disguise. We gonna repeat, man. A lot of y'all are exposing yourself on X. Oh my God, I just blah, blah, blah. He told you. Look at the screen. I would like to ask our fans to be patient throughout the offseason. You're exposing yourself for living your life day to day without a plan, without a routine, just living it moment to moment, and whatever happens, happens. You should be ashamed of yourself. But then he's starting to figure things out. He's getting things into motion, getting things into place. The reason why this is triggering is because we let go of a really good safety in CJGJ. And that's triggering because that safety, he brought a lot of the passion and a lot of the grit and toughness of the city of Philly. And it resembled a lot of the great of a past great that we once had in Weapon X, Brian Dawkins.
Yeah, but you're going to feel it, Cooley. I'm telling you, you're going to feel it.
That's right. He wasn't the leader that Brian Dawkins was, not by any stretch of the imagination. All right? And that's where a lot of y'all are getting it effed up. I mean, all of us, we would agree that Chauncey, he was really good, but he did have his flaws. And to my perspective, his talent on the field can be replaced. All right? The energy that he brings, it can be replaced, but it has to be by the right person. Right? we have a hole in our defense. We have a couple holes in our defense. But guess what? We have a core that we are keeping. We have a core that we're keeping. On both sides of the football. A lot of teams cannot say that. The whole offense is still intact, including our slot wide receiver. That is insane. I know we're still trying to work it out with Mekhi Becton. We're trying to figure out what to do with Dallas Goedert, but everything else is intact. So,
Shut the fuck up!
On defense, the core players that we couldn't afford to lose, the one that made our number one defense great, we still have. And who are those players? Right? We have Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and these are just my opinion to what I think the core is. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Zach Bond, Quinyon Mitchell, and the Kingslayer, Cooper DeJean.
Kingslayer!
The Kingslayer!
That's right. We have a core of 5 guys. Now, it would be nice if the safety was a part of that core. That would be fire. But Reed Blankenship, he's replaceable. Skill set wise, he's replaceable. It seems like he does communicate very well on the back end, but his skill set wise, he's replaceable. Chauncey, he's replaceable. I think I'm really excited. If it is Sidney Brown time, I'm excited because he brings the explosiveness. He can pass coverage just as well as CJGJ. He can hit. He hits harder than CJGJ. You see him, he'll take it to the house. That was from 95 yards during the Cardinals game, I believe, right? He puts niggas out of the game. So we have nothing to worry about if he's filling in. I was calling for him to be in the first half of last season, before things started to really come together on our defense. But one of the things is, he was coming off an injury and he missed OTAs, training camp, all that stuff. So Vic Fangio really didn't trust him like that with the language of the defense and all that stuff. So now he's got a season under his belt. He has a full season of OTAs, training camp, all that. Now he can be inserted and we'll be able to see what he can do. He just needs to protect himself, a little bit better. If he puts it together, like if he just protects himself, he's going to be one of the best safeties in the league, and it's going to make our defense that much more dangerous. And another thing, a lot of people are saying that, CJGJ, whenever he was here, we went to a Super Bowl. Well, we didn't win the first Super Bowl. All right? Yeah, we won the second one. Cool. Yeah, cool. And CJ was a big part of that. And he helped us win. He knows how to win. But guess what? So does everybody else on that defense, right? So do the rest of the players. So do the coaches now. They know what it takes to win. The offense, they know what it takes to win. We're going to be all right. We just need to let things play out and let Howie do his thing. CJ did not walk into the building by himself last season. He walked in with Vic Fangio. Vic is still here, along with the 5 core players that I mentioned. A lot of these teams, a good portion of these teams, at least they don't have core players. The Bengals can barely keep Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. We have our whole offense and 5 studs on defense. Potential All-Pro and Pro Bowl players. Some of the best at their position. And we're freaking out by losing. I understand, I understand. But if we draft one, I know we're looking at both of the Malachis, the one from Georgia and the one from, I think it's Alabama. We're looking at those guys. CJ can be replaced. I don't know all the backstory of him and Slay or whatever. And personally, both of them can go. All right, Slay. I'm sorry, Darius. He doesn't deserve the Slay moniker. His name is Darius. All right, but he can go. And CJGJ, if they brought him back, then it'd be some sort of beef between him and Reed Blankenship because he felt like that he should have been called a leader over Reed. Just nonsense. And then the other thing, allegedly he fired up a spliff right next to Jeffrey during the Super Bowl speeches. Come on, bro. You can't do that. You can't do that. But we claim, as the Eagles fans, that Howie Roseman is the best in the business. He's the best in the business. And we claim that he's the best GM of all in all of sports. Well, let him prove it. We were saying, and Howie we trust just a couple weeks ago. Now is oh my God, it's gloom and doom. You want me to hit the panic button? Huh? You want me to push it? Hold up.
I take that back. I'm really pissed off.
That's y'all, but hold up. That's for you. The panic button. We don't need to panic, yo. We got Howie Roseman. He has a plan. He has everything laid out. A lot of the positions that we have holes in, we're going to be able to draft. All right? And Howie's going to be able to make moves. So I say all this just to say, relax. Let the man cook. The other thing I heard was Vic. He said that he wasn't really able to run his defense like that because everyone was so green. Everybody was so new to the system that he wasn't comfortable with calling plays, different plays and packages. So now, we have a year under our belt. Vic has only run like maybe 35, 40% of his playbook. Now he can open it up to maybe like 80, 75, 80%. Maybe the rest of it. The league is still cooked. Hold up. They're still cooked. And now the players, since they have a year under the belt, the people that they bring in, they can bring them along, So it'll be a quicker learning curve. Will we have the number one defense? Maybe, maybe not. But if I said, okay, we'll have a top 5 defense, would you take that? I would take that. A lot of guys are going to have to step up, but I believe in a lot of the players. The only position that I'm thinking about or maybe have some apprehension about is the cornerback position, the cornerback 2. That's it. Do I think Keely Ringo can do it? He's had 2 years to develop, so I think he should be ready. He had Bradbury, Slay. He saw what Quinyon was doing. I think he wants to live up to his end of the bargain. Plus, if we bring in competition, now that just, iron sharpens iron. That's it. We're going to be all right, man. We're going to be all right. The only 2 positions that I was like, you know what? I was expecting Isaiah Rodgers to come back. I really was. And not seeing what he got paid, I think it was 2 years for $15 million. Come on, man. I was like, yo, we either broke or we saving up for a big splash, And even Oren Burks, he got two years for $5 million. I'm like, oh, come on, Howie. Come on. But it's okay. We gonna re-up. We know what we're doing. Howie is not cut from the same cloth as these other guys. He's competitive. We call it Howie season for a reason. This is the time that he makes his bones. He's about to earn the moniker. He's about to earn his label of the best GM in the business. He's not cut from the same cloth. Nick and Jalen, they're not cut from the same cloth. They cut from steel. You feel me? Jalen, he's not going to let this team get off the rails. Everybody in the building knows what it takes to win, and that's what I expect to see next season. We're going to be all right. But as far as Howie's season goes, man, let the man cook. He'll be all right. We just need to keep stunting on the rest of the league, man, you know?
Oh, you mad because I'm styling on you.
That's how we need to carry it. That's how we need to carry it. Like, going on Twitter and seeing all the Eagles fans being all scary, you know, this is not the Eagles fan base that I'm proud to be a part of, yo. This is not it. Questioning everything. When do we become so entitled to think that we know better than the GM? You don't think Howie learned from his mistakes? Do you know Nick learned from his mistakes? We saw it. The first week, the week between the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl, Nick said 3 days in, yeah, we're about 80% done with the game plan. Why is he 80% done? Because he learned from his mistakes. He learned from his failures. He didn't learn from his success. So everybody's up in arms about, oh, every time we go to the Super Bowl, afterwards it's just a disaster. Man.
Shut the fuck up!
Howie learned from his mistakes. He kept the core together. The studs. Everybody else can go. Yeah, it's nice to have depth. But we can't pay everybody. I know it seems like the salary cap's not real to Howie, but it is. But we still have way more of the core, both on offense and defense, than anybody else in the league. And just a history lesson, think about the Peyton Manning teams. The core was Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Jeff Saturday, maybe a left tackle or whatever, the two edge rushers on defense, Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney. 7 players, right? And maybe there might be an eighth in there. Think of the Ravens teams. It was Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and I don't know. Who else? Haloti Ngata and Terrell Suggs. 4 players. The offense was a revolving door other than Derek Mason, maybe. The rest of these teams, Tom Brady, his teams, the first stint, it was, I don't even know, bro. Second stint, Julian Edelman, Gronk, maybe an offensive line or two. Defensive players, you know, it's a revolving door. So we got over double-digit starters. That's our core. And y'all are up in arms.
Shut the fuck up!
Couldn't be me.
Can't do it.
Anyway, I hope this gave you pause and solace. I hope this helped. Stop crying. You know, pull your skirt down. It's a shame that I'm seeing this on X. But yeah, man, we'll be all right. Shout out to CJGJ. I hope he has much success moving forward. And, you know, good luck to him. I know he'll do well. So, yeah, man. But other than that, you know the deal.
Nigga, you going to get down or you going to fucking lay down?